Pastor Janice Podcast, Moments of Faith and Inspiration. This is the perfect place for anyone seeking encouragement and inspiration from the Word of God. Join Pastor Janice as she shares her wisdom and teachings on prophetic topics that are sure to enlighten and empower you on your journey of faith. With each episode, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the Bible and be equipped with practical tools to apply its teachings to your daily life. So tune in and let's grow together in faith and inspiration.
Hey everybody, this is Pastor Janice and welcome to the Pastor Janice Podcast. I'm so excited that you decided to join me today. Listen, this is season 2 and we have dedicated this to the topic of all things prophetic, meaning we're covering all prophetic topics. And I'm excited about today's episode because we're going to talk about the disciplined lifestyle of the prophet. Now, everyone can really gain something from this, but I am specifically gearing this to the lifestyle of the prophet. Now, if you have not, I want you to make sure you go to my website, janiceborges.org. Check out the resources, but I have a book called Prophetic Misfits. I want you to check that out. I want you to get that. Make sure you have that in your library. I also want you to check out The Prophet's Emotional Health. It's an ebook that I have on my website as well. That is a good resource for you. Just make sure you are staying connected with me. When you go to the website, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and confirm your subscription because I send out monthly, sometimes bi-monthly newsletters with an encouraging word and just updates on what the Lord is doing. At the end of this particular show, I'm going to give you an announcement that I believe that will bless you. Something I have launching very, very soon within the next couple of weeks. So I want to make sure that all of my subscribers, all of my listeners have first dibs on what I'm about to release. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the disciplined lifestyle of a prophet. And so prophets, listen up. And if you're prophetic, listen up. Anybody, just listen up. But as a prophet of God, you cannot do everything everyone else does. You can't go everywhere everyone else goes. You cannot say everything everyone else says. You can't watch everything on TV that everyone watches. And you might be saying, Pastor Janice, is it really that deep? Is it really called for? Yes, it is. The prophet is a very unique individual with a complicated makeup. The ministry of the prophet is a very critical office as well as gift. Now, all offices are critical and important, but for this podcast, I'm highlighting the prophet. Ephesians shows us how critical the prophetic office is. In Ephesians 2:19 through 20, it says, "Now therefore, ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of God, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Jesus Christ being the chief cornerstone." So we see that the foundation that the household of God is built upon is that of the apostles and the prophets. Now, prophets, it's important for you to have discipline in your personal life as well as in the church house. Let me deal with the church house just a little bit first, and then we're going to get into your individual discipline. It's important for a church house to have a prophet and a prophetic team that has governance, meaning there needs to be structure, there needs to be protocol, there needs to be training, there needs to be accountability. Now, as it relates to a particular church and their culture and their protocols, it's important for the pastor and the prophet to work together to establish these protocols. See, where there is no order and you have undisciplined prophets, this is when you see prophets going rogue. What does it mean to go rogue? They're behaving in ways that is not expected, that are not normal, for that culture, right? And often in ways that cause damage to the sheep, damage to the house. So it's important that there be what we call the school of the prophets in a local church. There has to be rules, regulations, guidelines that are established for the house. And that's where the pastor and the prophet have to come together. Yes, the prophet is the one they see, but God has given vision to the pastor, because the pastor is the under shepherd of the house. They're the ones that God has given the call, the mantle, the authority to lead the sheep of that house. So as a prophet, you must understand that you do not have authority as it relates to the pastor of that house. They are the leader. They are your leader. If God has called you to that house, they are the under shepherds of the house. And another thing is that the prophets and the pastors are not in competition. The Bible talks about the spirit of the prophet being subject to the prophet. Now Paul puts this in plain language. The spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets. By this, I believe he means that the Holy Spirit doesn't just take over a person's spirit to the point where that person loses all restraint, that person is out of order, that person doesn't exercise self-control. Now we have to realize that one of the fruits of the Spirit is listed in Galatians 5:22-23 that we often skip over is self-control. We love to quote the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, temperance, all of this, meekness. But we forget about that self-control. That's a fruit of the Spirit. And so it takes training, it takes guidance, it takes accountability for one for one to make sure that they're in alignment with the culture of the house. Now, as a prophet, if your goal and your vision as a prophet is just to get in your church's pulpit and have a mic, you lack many things. You lack education, you lack discipline, you lack humility, and so much more. This is where you need to listen in. This is where you need to buckle up and listen in. This is where you need to sit under training and get accountability. You have to know when to engage and disengage in a house, in a culture, in a church culture. But this comes with training. Now, your training starts with God, and this is also pertaining to your personal life. You have to be disciplined in your prayer life. You have to be disciplined in your worship life. You have to be disciplined in your study. You have to be a disciplined person all around because of the mantle and the authority that comes with your mantle. But training is important. Training starts with God. Training requires long hours, and it requires you to be consistent. The prophet is always being trained. You are always in training. Your training, it's demanding, but it's required. It requires lifestyle changes. Again, you can't do everything everyone else does. Your life is arranged around the prophetic. The prophetic is not arranged around your life. You are in this thing, and so you have to arrange and make the changes to fit the prophetic mantle, the prophetic office, the prophetic gifting on your life. And you have to allow yourself to be put in positions and places to grow in your giftedness. Now, the prophet's mantle, as I said, it comes with so much authority, and this is why discipline is necessary. Now, God will extend and expand the borders of your gift. He will extend and expand the length of your authority. It'll increase, but it only increases when you have proven yourself to be disciplined when you have that self-control, that self-discipline. See, discipline is proven in training and when on an assignment. I'm going to say that again. Discipline is proven when you're in training and when you're on assignment. So you have to learn how to submit to authority to carry authority. Ooh, let me let that sit for a little bit. You have to learn how to submit to authority in order to carry authority. So authority is found in instructions. How well, prophet, can you follow instructions? See, every prophet's mantle is stitched with power and the authority of Yahweh. It's stitched with it. Now, there are many authorities you have. There are many functions of a prophet. If we look at Jeremiah 1:10, this is heavy right here. When you look at the functions and authority that you have as a prophet, this is heavy, and this is why it's important for you to have discipline. Jeremiah 1:10 says, "See, I have this day set thee over the nations." Yes, he's talking to Jeremiah, but this gives us a glimpse into the authority and what God has called prophets to do. "See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms, to root out, to pull down, and to destroy, and to throw down, to build, and to plant." God was giving Jeremiah the blueprint and giving him what he was calling him to do. Now, I love Prophet Keon Sutton. He has a book, The Anatomy of the Prophet, but he teaches that there are 7 authorities: the authority to bring out, the authority to preserve, the authority to withhold, the authority to shut up heaven, the power and the authority to change the direction of the Lord's people, the authority to establish, and the authority to restore. That is some major things that God has stitched in the mantle of the prophet. Now listen to this. For you to be a disciplined prophet, you need 5 things. You need a local church. You need a pastor. You need a set voice in your life. You have to be submitted to someone, and you have to be submitted to some place. Say that again. You need to be submitted to someone and some place. You have to have a local church. Number 2, you have to have continual submission to training. You have to be willing to be trained. I don't care how long you've been a prophet. There's always something to learn. You have to immerse yourself in training and submission to that. And number 3, you have to understand your specific role and assignment. And trust me, as you remain humble and as you walk in discipline, self-discipline, God will expand your borders. God will shift your role. God will shift your assignment. But you have to know initially what your role is as a prophet and what your assignment is and your sphere of where you're supposed to be and where you're supposed to go. And then number 4, you have to be measured. Your prophecy, your prophetic word, your ministry, it needs to be measured by a couple of things: accuracy, how accurate are you, right? And revelation, the revelations that you're getting. These things need to be tested. And then you need, number 5, a prophetic community, because that community is going to keep you grounded. That community is going to help you grow and develop. That community is going to help you be able to ask those tough questions, to be built up, fortified, and then to learn the structure and the protocol of that local house if your local house has a prophetic ministry. So I also want to highlight the importance of discipline as a prophet. When you have discipline as a prophet, it helps with spiritual alignment. See, discipline enables prophets to align themselves with their spiritual calling and purpose. So through consistent practices such as prayer, meditation, studying the Word of God, prophets, you cultivate a deep connection with God, allowing God to receive your worship and all of this. Then you are put in a place where you can actually interpret prophetic messages with clarity and accuracy. But you have to have the discipline to be in prayer. Sometimes you have to be in prayer longer than the prayer team. Sometimes you have to be on your face when everyone else is going to the concert or to the ball game, or they're doing something with your face. You have to be on your face. It's going to help with your spiritual alignment. It's also going to help develop your character. See, discipline plays a crucial role in developing your character. It fosters virtues such as integrity, which we need in the prophetic. We need integrity in the prophetic. It fosters things such as humility, patience, self-control. These are essential for maintaining the authenticity and the credibility of your prophetic ministry. So by practicing discipline, prophets, you can embody the qualities necessary to serve as effective conduits for divine revelation that comes from God. So your spiritual alignment, your character development, what else? Discipline also helps with focus and sensitivity. Prophets, I told you, your makeup is just unique. It's different and it's complicated. and your focus and sensitivity is huge as a prophet. Prophets must maintain a disciplined focus and heightened sensitivity to spiritual insight and revelation. So discipline helps you to cultivate the ability to discern and differentiate between your own thoughts and a divine message. This ensures that you are accurately conveying the intended prophetic guidance to others. The intended prophetic guidance to others that comes from God, not from you, not from the movie you watched last night, not from the message you heard someone else preach. The intended prophetic guidance to others from God. Your focus and sensitivity is key. Discipline is also important in a prophet's life because it helps with accountability and accountability. No one wants to be accountable to anybody, but discipline establishes what I like to call a framework of accountability for the prophet. It helps you remain accountable to your spiritual mentors, your pastors, other believers, right? Other believers in your faith community. So you want to make sure that by submitting to discipline, you safeguard yourself against potential pitfalls such as ego. We got to get that out of the prophetic. Pride, we got to get it out. And personal agendas. Because pitfalls, egos, pride, personal agendas, they all distort the prophetic message. I had to take a moment there because I want you to really let that sit in. You have to make sure you are living discipline and have accountability to safeguard yourself against pitfalls, ego, pride, and personal agendas, because it will distort the prophetic message and it will cause people to err, and you don't want that on you. And what else is discipline good for? Discipline is good for perseverance and resilience. See, the prophet's journey often entails challenges, opposition, and persecution. Look at the book of Jeremiah. Look at all of the persecution that he endured. Look at the book of Ezekiel. Look at all the persecution he endured. Look at all of the prophets. Look at Elisha and Elisha. Look at the persecution they endured. Look at Moses. Look at the persecution he endured. Listen, discipline equips you with the perseverance and resilience that you need to navigate through these types of obstacles. It enables you to stay committed to your call, even in the face of adversity, and gives you that vigor to endure your prophetic ministry without wavering in your faith and your dedication to God. Because let me tell you something. It is look at Elijah after he was running from Jezebel. He had just had this immaculate experience, Mount Carmel, calling the prophets of Baal, and God showing up. He called fire down from heaven. This magnificent thing happened, and then he takes off running from Jezebel. He gets under a tree and he wants to die. He wants to die. Like God, just take me. Why? Because of the persecution, because of the opposition, because of the challenges. But when you have discipline in your prayer life, in your worship life, in your study life, it gives you perseverance and resilience to not waver in your faith and in your dedication to God. There are so many prophets and prophetic individuals that just drop the ball, leave, say, I don't want anything to do with this. And then they're out in the world and they get caught up in all of these other different things because their dedication to God and their faith has wavered. And oftentimes they fall into what I'll say, the dark side, the occult. It opens up a door for the enemy to come in. And guess what? They begin to use those gifts just for the enemy. I'm going to stop there. But I hope that these points help to emphasize how discipline serves as a foundational pillar for the life and the ministry of the prophet, which enables you to fulfill your prophetic potential and impact in the lives of others in a profound and meaningful way. I'm so glad that you journeyed with me today. The disciplined lifestyle of a prophet. Does it take all that? Is it really that deep? It really is when you understand the power and the mantle that comes with the prophetic office. So, thank you for journeying with me today. I am so elated, and we're going to continue on this journey of all things prophetic. If you are loving these types of teachings and these nuggets, I want you to make sure you subscribe, following me on Facebook, following me on Instagram, but make sure that you follow me on my newsletter. So go to Janice Borges, JenicEBorges.org. Subscribe there. Now listen, I want to tell you about an opportunity. In a couple of weeks, I've been working hard on this. I've been doing interviews with people. I have been just really putting my focus in on on this program that God is giving me and instructing me to do. And in a couple of weeks, I am releasing my 90-day program. I'm starting my 90-day one-on-one coaching program specifically to help prophets and prophetic individuals. I only have 5 spots available for this, and I'm offering an extremely good case study discount for the first 5 people that sign up. So if you're interested or know someone that may be interested in this, jump on my social media or email me at janice@janiceborges.org and say I'm interested, and I'll get back with you. We'll set up a time to talk and figure out if this would be a good fit for you. But the name of the program is Journey to Prophetic Maturity and Excellence, the 90-day roadmap to clarity and confidence. So if you or someone you know may be interested, if I was you, I would jump on this opportunity, because for the first five people that I extend this invitation to, for this case study and to really test drive this program, you get one-on-one coaching with me for 90 days, every week or every other week, depending on your schedule. You get access to the online school that I have, which is a year long. It's 3 levels, but I'm giving you access to that. So if you are interested, I just need you to hit me up on social media, DM me, just say interested, and we'll set up a time to talk and figure out if this would be a good fit for you. But I'm super excited about this 90-day one-on-one coaching program called the Journey to Prophetic Maturity and Excellence, the 90-day roadmap to clarity and confidence. Of course, we know it takes more than 90 days for a prophet to be developed, but in this program, I'm sure that you're going to have clarity, more clarity about your call, about your office, about your gifting, about your function, about your grace. And you're going to be confident to walk in who God has called you to be, the mantle that God has placed on your life. So make sure you hit me up and just say, hey, Pastor, I'm interested in your 90-day one-on-one coaching program. I'd love to talk to you about it and see if it's a good fit for us to work together. But I love you guys. Make sure, janiceborges.org, go check out all the things we have. Make sure you follow me on social media to stay updated, abreast about what's going on. But make sure you subscribe, because that's going to help you stay connected with me. I love you guys.
Thank you for joining
Discipline,
Pastor
lifestyle,
Janice.
profit.
Take time to visit the website janiceborges.org and subscribe for our newsletter. Check out our available courses, books, and other resources. Please consider supporting our global missions projects. We will see you next week for more faith and inspiration.